Patrick has a question next. Where does saving for a down payment fit into the financial order of operations? Is it a prepaid future expense? Can I count it towards saving 25%? I am maxing out my HSA and my Roth and getting the employer match, but I'm not quite at 25% yet. So how should he go about thinking about this?
So, Brian, it's interesting. When we were recording the course, the Financial Order of Operations course, you can go to learn.moneyguy.com. We said, there are these 9 tried and true steps, but there are some other things that go on. There's some like in-between stuff that's not clearly articulated just when you think about the 9 orders. So we kind of put out some ground rules, some things that we think kind of permeate throughout the financial order of operations. Well, trying to figure out like when to buy a house and saving for a down payment and how that factors in kind of is in that same vein of the ground rules. It's one of those things that like people have to do it, but there's not necessarily a specific block on the financial order of operations in there. So what do you say? What's the normal way that we tell people to approach that?
Yeah, and we did. We covered this. What was great about the financial order of operations, we released it. And then several of you, quite a number of you, sent us questions of additional things you needed clarification on. We actually amended and updated the financial order of operations, gave everyone access to the new and improved version, even if they bought the old version. We gave everybody brand new access to the updated questions. And this was one of the things we covered. And you're exactly right. There is a reason that we've given specific guidance on first-time home purchase versus upgrading your home to a bigger, nicer home because you've lived in your current home, you've outgrown your home, and you want something that does different things for you. But for that first one, we're okay. And remember, we eat our own cooking, and we try to be very transparent because we practice and do what we tell you. Mm-hmm. Your first home, it's okay if you only put down 3 to 5%. And since there is that custom rule that allows you ease of access to get into your first home, that's probably going to be built into your step 4, the financial order of operations, your emergency reserves. Because remember, there's a lot of play between that first 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. So if you're trying to save up for a down payment on your first home, then it's okay that you're probably going to bulk up your cash reserves to kind of cover that portion. Now, there's a number of you who might be in your mid-30s to early 40s, and you're saying, hey, I've lived in my last house for the last 6, 7, 8 years. My family's grown. I'm ready to upgrade. How do I save for that? Well, first, you're going to look at your existing equity of your house, assuming you're already on the home ownership train. You probably have some built-up equity in that. That's going to go towards that 20% because we're much more conventional about the 20%. So you'll first go, how much equity do I have in my existing home? And if that's not 20%, now, yes, you probably will want to save additional money so you can get to that 20%. And that's probably going to come from a step 8 of the financial order of operation, prepaid expenses. But that's on the upgrade, meaning you're going to a bigger, nicer home. And we went really in the weeds on that, but I think it's important because these are questions that you'll want to have answered. But this is what I love about the financial order of operations. This thing's an all-terrain vehicle. It will hit you no matter whether you're starting your journey or whether you are now at 7 figures, soon to be headed towards 8-figure status. We've got you covered if you go check it out. Learn.moneyguy.com if you want the deep dive course, or if you want the free resource that I'm holding up, you can go to moneyguy.com/resources.
Financial mutants, naturally, we're like high achievers. We want to make the right decision and make it right now and never have to be not making the optimal decision. It's important, especially when it comes like buying your first house, to take a deep breath and breathe. Mm-hmm. Money is nothing more than a tool that allows you to do the things that you want to do. So like building towards financial independence is a goal, but if you want to start a family and set roots and establish yourself, then homeownership might also be a goal. And it's okay for you to pursue one of those goals with a higher fervor, with more intensity than the other goal for the time being, because that's ultimately what your money is for, to allow you to do the things that you want to do. So if you do have to pause on the financial order of operations, if you have to decrease the savings rate, or maybe you don't hit the 25% as soon as you want to, I'm a proponent. I think for your first house, that's okay. That's okay. Just let it be rocket fuel that propels you, that once you do get the down payment saved up, once you do close on the house, that then you start making up the time And I think that's okay. I think our audience is way just too hard on themselves.
We have a little difference on this because you'll see. No, because step 5 of the financial order of operations, your Roth money, is so valuable that you'll see when my book comes out, I have a whole chapter with an opportunity cost section where I talk about, I have calculated out the $10,000 that I didn't get to put into Roth IRAs. What that it bothers me that I didn't maximize that. So I hear what you're saying, but as a person who's a little older and wiser, you'll see. Don't neglect that Roth money, because that's why be careful, because I think a lot of people, that house, you can't eat that house in retirement, so be careful.